Hi there, my name is Daniel Brandis, and I am the coordinator of the final section of the foundation year program, The Contemporary World. One of the challenges of coordinating this section is that we don't yet know which of the great works we're looking at will become canonical. Many of the authors of these works are still alive, and we don't know what will be made of their work in the next 25 or 50 years, and so it's a challenge for us to decide which of these works to include in our final section. In any case, the section begins in the early 20th century with the First World War and with the tremendous displacement and disorientation caused by it. We look at historical documents testifying to these displacements, and then after that we look at some of the works of literature produced in the early 20th century in response to the First World War. So we've often read T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. This year we're reading Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. Both of those seminal works of art are meant to respond to the First World War. But in addition to these great works of literature, we're looking at philosophy, and in the 20th century, philosophy, of course, means in large part existentialism. So we read authors like Martin Heidegger, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Simone de Beauvoir as representatives of this tradition. In addition to philosophy, though, we're looking at tremendous advances in the sciences. So our students will already have studied Galileo and Kepler and Newton and Darwin, and in the 20th century they're looking at Albert Einstein, and we're studying the theory of relativity, which dramatically transforms the ground in science from that point forward. But in addition to literature and philosophy and science, the 20th century is also the birthplace of new genres, extraordinary new developments in forms of expression. So for instance, we have a lecture devoted to film, the birth of film in the Soviet Union and in the United States. We have a lecture devoted to the graphic novel, which is an astonishing new art form which raises the question, can a graphic novel be canonical? What is a canon, and can an art form of this kind find its place in the canon? And finally, one of the great questions that we're able to raise in Section 6 is, as we look back over the tradition, have we done justice to potentially marginalized groups, overlooked questions and concerns? And so race theory emerges, feminist theory emerges, and we consider whether there have not been blind spots over the course of our foundation year program. Anyway, it's an enormously ambitious and sprawling section, terrifically gratifying for me to be able to coordinate it, and I hope and believe that you'll like it very much. Thank you.